I'm Lauren. I have been a medical user of cannabis for about 15 years now. It's something that's helped me throughout my entire life due to some medical conditions that I have. So I've been a big advocate for it and continue to do so.
I'm Rob. I've been using cannabis for about 20 years now. I'm a freelance graphic designer and I've been using cannabis to help treat my anxiety and depression. I've been taking fluoxetine for the last 7 years now, which I've slowly weaned myself off of. I'm coming to the end of that and I'm getting to the point where I'm just using cannabis to replace the medication I was taking.
So I have a couple of rare conditions. One of them is called mastocytosis, which basically means your intestines are inflamed. Constantly have, effectively it feels like there's always a pain there, and it always feels like there's some sort of, I suppose, inflammation that always is going on. So food in particular can affect it, mood, stress, etc. can all affect it. Alcohol, one of the biggest things that affects it. So I can't and probably haven't had a drink for about 17 years. And then the other one is Whipple's disease, which is to do with your Whipple in your stomach, and sometimes it can be treated with severe antibiotics. Unfortunately, I've had many of those and nothing has been able to treat it. And then lastly, I also suffer with what some children normally have as an acid reflux. I have an adult acid reflux. So for all of the time, probably since I was about 15, it's been an ongoing issue for me, and after trialling numbers of medications that were all ridiculously strong, from tramadol, to morphine, etc. For me, the only thing that actually has made me be able to live my life has been cannabis. When we went to go and buy the flower from the shops, there was only about 5 variations of it, and obviously I've always smoked, so I liked the idea of obviously having the smoking bits, but we also got the tincture. Remember the
Yeah, we did,
same one that you had recommended to your auntie, and we had that in a cup of tea or coffee every morning, and I definitely noticed a difference just with health. Weight is another thing. I know that sounds really strange, but because the automatic association is that when you smoke you get the munchies, you eat loads. When I was having the CBD alongside it, I wasn't having the mad cravings for loads of sugar and things like that, which is, one of the bad side effects. No one wants to just eat chocolate and cake all the time.
Coca-Cola, innit?
Coca-Cola, my bad addiction. So I noticed that made a difference, and it didn't change the flavour of my tea. It doesn't do anything like that. But I just, in the morning, when I was going to work pre-pandemic, I went to work more with a pep in my step than when I wasn't using it. And then you recommended it to your auntie, and then that's just CBD,
that massively helped her.
It changed everything, from going from having high blood pressure,
cholesterol as well,
terrible cholesterol, really bad osteoporosis, obviously if she was on other drugs for other bits and pieces, to go back to the doctors 2 weeks after giving her a high strength CBD tincture, for the doctor to go, "What have you done? Everything is perfect." That says a lot. GW Pharmaceuticals is, to be honest, for me, a rather frustrating company. They have made a lot of claims, obviously, about helping people and deriving products to support and things like that. And if you go onto their website, they talk about epilepsy and all of that. But they're not helping anybody within the UK, seriously helping anybody. They're producing these things, throwing out articles, you know, that actually have no real relevance on what is going on in the world. And for a company, they've just gone like any other pharmaceutical company. We might as well put them in the Oxy category of the US.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's all they care about. It's all they care about is their money, how they can raise things for them. They won't tell the truth about what drugs actually do and what can help and what can't help, you know.
Yeah.
But normal hard-working people who suffer with illnesses or depression or, you know, anything, you know, just can't handle their current life at the moment because we're all not living in, you know, the best world that we currently are. For them to charge so much money, forcing people to use the black market, other places. Yeah. Why would you ever go there and use that when you can get it from someone else, but you are forcing them into a position that they don't want, and then labelling everyone as criminals? You know, why am I labelled a criminal? Why are you labelled a criminal for taking a medicine that helps us, but if we go and get it from GW Pharma and we pay that ridiculous money, then suddenly we're not criminals anymore? Well, how does that make sense? That's a business. That's nothing to do with actually what's right for the UK or for the world. I'm very fed up of being classed as a criminal for smoking a plant that makes me feel better. And actually, if I probably worked out financially how much money I've saved the NHS by not having an ambulance called out, which is say £1,000 every time, overnight hospital stays. I've even been taken unwell abroad in Greece. You know, whatever the NHS had to pay Greece for 5 days to look after me in hospital over there. You know, I'm trying to save the money by doing my own thing, which works for me, you know, when our NHS is hard hit anyway. You know, what about if they could prescribe cannabis to people who were in pain or had certain conditions? The amount of money the NHS would save, we'd actually be able to save our NHS instead of trying to privatise it like the Americans. Yeah. You know, I love our NHS. I'm so thankful that we've got it, but it's not going to be here in a few years' time if we don't do something about it. You know, if you get full legalisation, you're allowed to grow 6 plants in your own home for your personal consumption. You know, it takes away the need for you having to go to an illicit place to do it if you do the legalisation. Then if you might be somebody, you know, even like an older person, so, you know, I'm talking about my grandparents, people, you know, into gardening and everything, you know, people that start to get ailments as you get older and, you know, physical issues. If they were able to grow something in their own garden where they didn't have to go and mix down a coffee shop with, you know, young people that they might not want to, or feel slightly uncomfortable still going into a store and buying something. If they had the option to be able to grow a couple of plants for themselves, use it for whatever it was that they needed, whether it was pain, you know, or, you know, illnesses, you know, cancer, we should be educating people. So bring in the education, bring in the economy-wise, so it you know, enables people to go and safely get whatever they need, whether they want to do that in a cafe or a pharmacy environment. Take away the criminal element, you know, of forcing people, you know, because that is also the other thing, is if you're, you know, anybody's grandparents, say they did have something and they really, really needed it, but actually their grandkids didn't smoke, you know, they didn't have any ties to it at all, you know, but actually it was something that they really needed to reduce pain, you know, for whatever reason that may be. You've taken away all options for them. You know, they don't know, but if they could walk into a pharmacy and speak to a qualified person and say, I've got you know, horrendous anxiety at the moment. You know, I've not been actually, you know, able to leave my house, you know, you know, telephone appointments, registration like they do, you know, in the US, you know, have a medical card if you need a medical card, but also allow the recreational use as well. You know, in Amsterdam, they limit the amount that you can buy per store. You know, yes, you shouldn't be, you know, go in and buy 4 ounces of something or whatever, because God knows how you're going to carry it home, but why not have the options to do that? I just think you need to give people back the freedom of choice.
That's exactly it.
And that, for me, is
Having
what
the option.
legalisation should look like. Is you're able to have the freedom of choice when it comes to
anything else.
Food, when it comes to your clothing, when it comes to, you know, alcohol, etc. You know, why not be able to have the freedom of choice in this as well? And it's not hurting anyone. It provides jobs for people, and especially in a time where we're about to be in the biggest austerity, you know, in all of our lifetimes, you know, there is ample opportunity to give back to the economy and to the people that have suffered so much during the last however many years.
My name is Sam Cannon and I am the founder of Beyond Green. On the 2nd and 3rd of December this year, the UN will vote on the World Health Organization's recommendation on the rescheduling of cannabis. This is a mammoth moment in time. Please like, comment and share these videos so that the truth can be told and that the planet and everybody on it can benefit from this truly, truly incredible plant once again. Thank you.